Welcome back, everyone, to a Marshalltown Bobcats esports. Today, the Bobcats are facing Ames in the sub-state playoffs to make it on to playoffs. And it looked like everyone just seemed to jump in right away and get started. So a little bit of a delay. Sorry about that. Starting out for the Bobcats lineup is the Ambrose twins. Dylan starting out the match. As we jump in to the first match and get things going. And starting out, Bobcats are doing really well, getting the first stock off by Ames, moving up 1-0 on the scoreboard. And then Ames, of course, getting back their stock as well. And Dylan doing a good job in knocking out Ames to end up moving the Bobcats up to 3-1. So doing a fantastic job there of being able to hold Ames at bay and moving up and just at least getting one stock out of himself. So great job to Dylan. So, again, just starting out pretty early here, getting everyone just started out as fast as possible as we move on to the next matchup and have his brother, the Ryder. As next up on the match here, we have James taking second place in the match so that he can get some playing time against the Terry. And James does a very good job with that spike ball, being able to knock out Ames, moving them up 4-1. And it's only taking about 64% damage from the Terry from Ames. What a fantastic job by James, essentially sniping them out of the map there. And fantastic job by James getting all 3 stocks and getting none taken off of him. So moving on to a 6-1 lead from the Bobcats. So Bobcats starting out hot right now. Looks like they're all motivated to make it on to the next stage of the playoffs, which will be in-person state. As we will continue onwards and see who we end up choosing next. Looks like we will have Armando up. All right, as we move into the next match here with Armando taking on match 3 against the Bowser. So far, Armando taking advantage and moving in fairly quick and just beating up Ames. And looks like they ended up mistakenly not being able to recover back as the lead moves on. And the Bobcats presuming to make a bigger gap to avoid Ames from coming back. And again, the Bobcats just not letting up on the gas pedal here, just going to town and trying to secure their win into state. And also trying to get a win over Ames against this Highway 30 rivalry. And Armando ends up taking the win there, 3-0 again. As the Bobcats move up with a significant lead this time around to 9-1. So fantastic job so far from the Bobcats, moving up 9-1 against Ames. And like I said, just trying to put the Bobcats ahead and moving on to the state, and also getting a tick mark into the win column alongside for the Highway 30 rivalry. As it looks like we will move on next to having Ryder, the other Ambrose twin, seeing if he will be able to follow suit in his brother's footsteps and trying to get another win as well for the Bobcats to move on a bigger lead and potentially end up taking game one. For sure taking on game one. As it looks like Ames is looking to get ready and jump in. So Bobcats again starting out very fast and just getting Ames in and out of here fairly quick is what it seems like. Ryder doing a good job just avoiding those attacks and just jumping around and trying not to get hit. But one thing about King K. Rool is that he has a really good recovery if he was to fall off the map. So he kind of just has to really beat him up as much as possible. And that was a very close one, almost taking him out as well. But Ames being able to still hold on and stay on there, but finally getting one of the stocks back, or stocks from Ames. Ryder fairly close to being knocked out from his high damage. Does get knocked out. Like I said, King K. Rool does a really good job of just recovering back from those deep falls off the map because of his little propeller thing. So he has a really good recovery. So matches with King K. Rool tend to go a little bit longer just because he can recover back. And just, like I said, you just essentially just need to beat him up as much as possible. But Ryder being able to get it back. Hopefully he can cause as much damage as possible while Ames still has their one stock and Ryder has the second, or he's on his second one. That way when he comes back with his other stock, he doesn't have to put in as much work. And Ryder ends up just putting in work and just getting one stock removed from him as they move on 12-2 against Ames. So the Bobcats technically officially have won game one, as there's no way for Ames to come back from a 12-2 lead with one match remaining on there. So doing a fantastic job there, just first match, and being able to essentially, you know, take the win away from Ames and just knocking them out. Two of the players going on and having a 3-0 matches, so not getting a single stock removed from them, but same thing, Ryder and Dylan just getting only one stock away. As we move onwards to see the final matchup. But again, this is just kind of a friendly, as in there's no way for Ames to recover back from this 12-2 lead. So the Bobcats putting in work and essentially getting back, or getting, I said game one. But these kids for sure look like they're coming in hungry and ready to to play into the state matches, as it will take place in November 21st, I believe. And this final Bobcat playing is Victor. Victor ended up getting stock taken out of him. Kind of having a little bit of a struggle there with Ames' Joker.
Impressive.
Ames being able to at least close the gap in a little bit there from the Bobcats, but again, it was kind of hard for them to even come back. As the Bobcats ended up moving game 1, 13-5 against Ames. As they move on to game 2, and they will end up having to take a short break and strategize. So as we have that going on, we will also be back as we wait for the Bobcats to come back and play some more matches. welcome back, everyone. We are jumping back live as the Bobcats made some strategic changes there, added some players who wanted to get some playing time. So we have Logan Bailey jumping in on the first match.
3, 2, 1, go!
So we'll see how Bobcats ended up doing around this match too, especially with this new set of lineup that they are running. Hopefully they can continue the same momentum that they had last match. And it looks like Ames ends up striking first, and not so long afterwards, Logan ends up getting his get back, evening up the score again 1-1. As it looks to be a close matchup between both of them. And it looks like Ames ends up taking up match 1 there from everyone. And so as they move on towards the match, having some changes being done there as the Bobcats end up moving on and choosing on a different character.
Choose your fighter. Incineroar. Ready? Three, two, one, go!
All right, as we move on here, we have another Bobcat jumping in. This is actually Aiden instead of Dylan, who usually plays the same Incineroar, but due to match rules, you cannot play the same character twice, hence why they have Aiden jumping in instead of Dylan. So we will see how Aiden does this round against the King K rule. And Ames ends up picking up game 2 as well, moving up to a 6-2 lead. See if the Bobcats are able to come back and try to reel them back in and try to take game 2 to end up sealing the deal. But we will see how they end up doing next, as it looks like the Bobcats have their next player ready. As we have Francisco moving on to try to play and move on forward, hopefully getting a win for the Bobcats.
I'm ready. 3, 2, 1, go! There you go. There you go. Let's stop moving. Let's stop moving. Shoot! Entertainment One wins! Choose your fighter!
So as we move on, Ames ends up taking that match as well. Moving on to 9-3 as Bobcats will having another player come in, a new one, Thor. So we're having Thor jump into the match. A Bowser against Bowser. See end up how Thor ends up doing on this match. So essentially the Bobcats need to 3-0 Ames these next two matches to end up going into a tiebreaker match. So we will see if they're able to go and push it on to a tiebreaker at least. And so Ames up taking that match as well as they move on to a 12-5 score with the Bobcats trailing behind Ames there. As the final player in the match will end up being Ryder Ambrose, one of the twins, to try and close it up for the Bobcats.
Kazuya.
So the Bobcats will end up losing this match, even if Ryder ends up 3-0ing Ames, as that will only get them to 8 points instead of the 12 that they're needing. So it looks like they will end up going into a match 3. Ryder doing a good job there, just deflecting the shots from the Joker of Ames. Finally being able, getting knocked out there. As he was trying to inflict as much damage as possible to Ames, but taking quite a significant amount of damage himself. Ryder almost knocking them out of the map there just with that final blow of that laser beam that comes out of them. And finally being able to close off the match there. 13-8. Ames taking the win there on match 2. As we will move on to a match 3. So as again they end up changing their strategy around and making some changes. We will take another brief moment, a brief break, as teams gather up and get ready. We'll just take a quick moment to say thanks to our sponsors.
A heartfelt thank you goes out to all of our incredible sponsors and supporters. Without your generosity, our esports program wouldn't be possible. A special thank you to our sponsors, Raycom, MacDine, UFCW, Local 1149, JBS, Marshalltown Company, and Emerson. Your commitment and support are truly appreciated. We also want to extend our gratitude to our supporters, Subcity and Minuteman Printing and Graphics. Your contributions make a huge difference, and we're grateful to have you by our side. Together, we're able to make our program a success. Thank you for your continued partnership.
All right, everyone, and welcome back again to today's matchup as the Bobcats look on to finishing seal the deal to move on and join their teammates, the Rainbow Six Siege team, onto the state playoffs here in Marshalltown, as the Bobcats move on and look to have the starting group that started out game 1 join in for match 3 to hopefully close it off and just end up winning it for the Bobcats. So starting out first, of course, is Dylan Ambrose. As it looks like they're both trying to belly flop each other. Ends up getting the first matchup there and getting the first stock to move the Bobcats up 1-0. And then, of course, Ames getting back theirs as well. Quite a string of blocks and attacks there. End up getting hit him with that cannonball. damage. It looks like Ames is trying to essentially throw 2 items at him at the same time, which King K. Rool's helmet or crown actually flies back towards him. So kind of getting hit from both sides as he's trying to throw that cannonball and also that crown at the same time. But still not falling for it and jumping around and able to get another stock off of Ames. Ryder looks like he might have miscalculated, taking a fall there, but Ames still has, of course, the higher damage intake at 71%, and Ryder still holding on to that 0% damage intake. Well, 8 now. And Dylan doing a good job, knocking them off, being able to take game 1 from Ames, moving the Bobcats at least right now to a 3-2 lead as they end up adding back everyone from game 1. So the Bobcats have their starters in.
Choose your fighter. Kazuya.
So it looks like the other twin will be jumping in here. The Ryder jumping in. And trying to see if they can close out match 2. Looks like they're dancing around back and forth with each other, trying to gauge to see what attacks are going to be doing and moving on. But someone's going to have to make a move as they're now starting to show some action. Ames just kind of jumping around again and maybe a little bit too passive, but understandably why, as the character that Ryder ends up playing is fairly powerful. Almost getting all of those hits and knocked them back out, but Ames able to avoid that final punch. So needing one more stock to take off of Ames to end up winning this matchup. As Ryder finally takes his first stock off. Again, looking to see who's making the first move. Riders maybe trying to get him with his laser beam. Ames being able to get one more stock off the rider. Tries to move on to a four or 5 lead. The Bobcats still holding on to that 1-point lead. And finally able to close and seal the deal for the Bobcats as they move on to a 6-4 lead. So the Bobcats sitting in fairly well into match 3, having that 6-4 lead right now. Moving on to 2 points, but we'll see the next one up, which will be James. And we'll see how James ends up doing around this matchup. So we will have James going up against Bowser from Ames.
3, 2, 1, go!
As a game, James is just very well with that spike ball, being able to throw it and pretty much essentially put it wherever he wants. Trying to snipe out the Ames player out of midair. And just James doing a fantastic job not being able to take any damage from Ames and being able to knock out Ames without taking any damage himself. James still holding on to his 3 stocks as he gets one more away from Ames. Hopefully he can hold on to it as well. Maybe 3-0 Ames as they move on 8-4. Lots of big punches being thrown around and missed, as both of them are trying to at least get one of each other off with their high damage intake. And James being able to get the job done, moving the Bobcats up to a 9-4 lead, not taking any stocks off of himself. So great job for James getting that 3-0 lead from the Bobcats as they move on to a 9-4 lead.
Choose your fighter.
As it looks like they're doing some changes around and they're adding Armando in. Armando looking to start out pretty hot right now. Probably wanting to get the job done and get it over with. Doing a fantastic job of just throwing his card at him and then just exploding it. Almost getting them off there at the last minute with that cannonball as well. But Armando doing a fantastic job and just keeping the pressure on Ames, keeping the tempo up. Being able to save himself and get back onto the match there. It's a fantastic job there by Armando. And getting knocked out, getting that stock from Ames. Ames being able to get at least one stock back from Armando with that powerful hit. Still plenty of game left into the matchup as Armando gets it back as well. Moving the Bobcats to an 11-5 lead. Still putting the pressure and controlling the tempo of the match. And Armando ending up taking on that match, moving the Bobcats up to a 12-5 lead.
Choose your fighter. Easy.
And as the Bobcats move into a 12-5 lead, even if they were to get 3-0'd stalked into this, the Bobcats will still end up winning, as Ames will only be able to get 8 total points. So leaving the Bobcats to move on to state as
3, 2, 1, go!
and the final player for the Bobcats will be Victor. And Ames ends up taking that matchup, but nonetheless, the Bobcats are victorious, ended up winning match 3, which officially makes them the first Smash team to make it onto the playoffs, as they finish up here with a 14-8 win. And the Bobcats will move on to play in person in state November 21st. So they end up joining their teammates of Rainbow Six Siege. As I said, they move on to the in-person playoffs. So that will make the end of it for today's matchup, as this will end also the fall season. So thank you all for watching this stream, and hopefully we'll see you there in person state. But again, thank you for tuning in, as we will get prepared and ready for the winter season coming up. But again, thank you all for watching, and have a great day.
If you catch my drift. Right next to me, come on. Got this feeling in my chest. Don't want to say that I'm obsessed. Your body slapped my mind on red. Forgive me, but I must confess.